God had promised. Why? Because of his disobedience. So I'm encouraging you to obey the command of the Lord. Obey the laws of the Lord. Get these laws in your heart and in your mind. It's not about looking churchy. It's not about doing churchy things. That's not the goal. It's about having a heart that loves God so much that you obey his commandments and do what he's called you to do, what he's asked you to do. And Moses said, if you do this, the results of your obedience is you will be strong. You will be strong. Strength to overcome the vicissitudes of life, the oppositions, which are nothing but opportunities. You'll have strength to walk in victory every day over whatever it is you have to face. Addictions, toxic relationships. But it starts with your obedience. There's a blessing in being obedient.
Amen.
Not only will you be strong, he says, but you'll live long. Your life will be extended. But I want to encourage you not to have an extended life, not to live a long time if you're going to be unproductive to those who you're called to. And that's why it's important to obey the commandments of the Lord, so that you can be productive. You can possess the promise. You'll be strong enough to do it. You'll live long enough to do it. And you'll actually go in and do it. And what God promised you is real. What God promised you is real. So Moses tells them, he says, you need to serve the Lord with all your heart and with all your soul. If you do that, he's going to send rain. Verse 14. He's going to send rain. Right when you need it. He's going to send a first rain and a latter rain. My Lord. Rain at the right moment makes everything grow plush, green, and even fast. If you ever had to cut grass around here, you know that. Cut it one day, it rains that evening, look like it's already growing up high the next morning. Can you imagine that? That the rain God sends is greater than that of a physical rain upon your lawn? And he will cause the thing that he's promised for your life to flourish, to grow. Yeah, to look good. He says, take heed to yourselves, verse 16 is where we left off, that your heart be not deceived, and ye turn aside and serve other gods and worship them. Let me do a little reading. I want to get to a specific point. Then the Lord's wrath be kindled against you, and he shut up the heaven, and there be no rain. See, if your heart is not in this, if I can't explain nothing else, I want to tell you, you can't jive God. You might fool some people some of the time. You might fool other people all of the time. But you will fool God none of the time. It is so imperative, men, that you recognize that when we are concerned about other people who are looking at what we're doing, the only person that matters is the person you can't see looking. And that's God. Because if God cuts your rain off, people around you, they promises will be flourishing and yours will dry up. You'll lose your dream. You'll lose your hope. Why? Because you're not getting the blessing that comes through being obedient. Obedient to his word. God's anger will come against you. Your land will yield no fruit. You'll perish quickly from off the good land. Therefore shall ye lay up these words in your heart and in your soul. Bind them for a sign upon thy hand, that they may be as frontlets between thy eyes. Ye shall teach them your children, speaking of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt write them upon the doorposts of thine house and upon thy gates, that your days may be multiplied, and the days of your children in the land which the Lord sware unto your fathers to give them, as the days of heaven upon the earth. The bottom line is, meditate upon this day and night. See this daily. Keep it in front of you everywhere you go. Remind yourself of what God commanded, so that yourself will constantly talk to yourself about being obedient to what yourself been told. He said, teach it to your children. If you're meditating on it all day, what are you going to talk about to others along the way?